The cameras were not supposed to catch him like this. No official announcement, no royal press release, no Buckingham Palace confirmation. And yet, across the Atlantic, whispers began to spread faster than the headlines could catch them. Prince Harry was reportedly heading back to the United Kingdom. But this time, it wasn't just Harry. Meghan Markle and the children were said to be coming too. And just like that, the royal family was pulled back into a storm it has been trying to escape for years. For months, things had been quiet. Too quiet. No public tension, no major interviews, no explosive headlines. But in royal circles, silence is never peace. It is preparation. And what was coming next was anything but ordinary. Harry's return is officially linked to a scheduled appearance around the Invictus Games anniversary event. On paper, it looks simple. A visit, a speech, a public appearance. But behind closed doors, the real conversation is very different. Because this time, Harry is not just returning as a royal or a guest. He is returning as a son. British tabloids are already preparing. Photographers are on standby. Commentators are sharpening their theories. Because if even a single meeting happens between Harry and the king, it will become one of the most watched royal moments in modern history. But behind all the public noise, there is another version of this story, one that no camera will capture. A private dinner, a quiet conversation behind closed doors, a father and son trying to speak without the weight of the crown between them. And then there is the most delicate question of all, Meghan Markle. Her presence in the UK changes everything, because every step she takes will be watched, analyzed, and judged, not just as Harry's wife, but as a figure who reshaped the entire royal narrative. Some insiders believe this visit is purely formal, a scheduled trip, a controlled appearance, a carefully managed itinerary. But others believe something else entirely. That this visit was not planned only for public duty, but for something deeply personal. Something that has been postponed for too long. And in a twist that no one is officially confirming, there are whispers that the king himself may be considering a private meeting. Not in Buckingham Palace, not in front of cameras, but somewhere quieter, away from the press, away from history, just family. Of course, nothing is confirmed. And in the royal family, nothing is ever simple. Every gesture is political. Every silence is strategic. And every reunion comes with consequences. As Harry prepares for his return, one thing is clear. This is not just another royal trip. It is a moment suspended between two worlds. Between duty and distance. Between tradition and change. Between father and son. And as Britain prepares for headlines, speculation, and royal commentary, the real story may never fully be told. Because sometimes the most important moments in royal history are the ones that happen when the cameras are turned off. This is Behind the Crown, and the story is just beginning. And then, the day finally arrived. A private aircraft touched down quietly on British soil. No royal flags, no official escort, no ceremonial welcome. But still, everyone knew what it meant. Prince Harry had returned to the United Kingdom. And this time, he was not alone. Meghan Markle stepped out moments later. Sunglasses, controlled expression, no public reaction. And behind them, the children, Archie and Lilibet,
For the first time in years, back in the country their father once called home. And instantly, the entire narrative shifted. Because this was no longer about schedules, no longer about appearances. This was about something far more unpredictable. What happens when a broken royal family is forced back into the same country at the same time?
Within hours, London went into silent overdrive. Unmarked security vehicles appeared in different locations. Reporters gathered outside known royal residences. And inside the palace, meetings began behind closed doors. No statements were released, but something was clearly moving. King Charles was reportedly informed shortly after their arrival. And according to whispers from royal circles, he did not respond immediately. Not out of anger, but out of hesitation. Because this was not just a meeting request anymore. This was a moment that could redefine everything. Meanwhile, Harry's team made one thing clear. This was a private visit. No press, no staged photographs, no official royal branding. But in reality, there is no such thing as privacy when you are born into the monarchy. That evening, something unexpected happened. A black vehicle was seen entering a private royal estate entrance. No confirmation was given. No names were released. But royal watchers immediately began to speculate. Because if the timing was real, then it meant one thing. A meeting had already begun. Inside the estate, according to fictionalized accounts circulating among commentators, the atmosphere was tense. Not hostile, but fragile. Years of distance cannot be erased in minutes. Every word carries weight. Every pause feels heavier than the last. Harry, reportedly, did not begin with demands. He began with silence. And sometimes, silence says more than any speech ever could. The king, on the other hand, was said to have remained composed, but those close to royal commentary circles suggest something unusual. This was not a monarch speaking to a subject. This was a father speaking to a son he had not fully lost, but never fully reached. Outside the estate, the world was guessing. Was this reconciliation? Was this diplomacy? Or was this just another brief pause in a long-running royal divide? And then came the moment no one expected. A second vehicle arrived later that night. Meghan was seen leaving separately with the children. No explanation, no public confirmation. But the symbolism was impossible to ignore. Because sometimes, in royal history, what is not said becomes the loudest message. The next morning, headlines began forming before sunrise. Secret royal meeting? Breakthrough or breakdown? Is reconciliation finally possible? But none of them had answers. Only fragments. Only shadows. Only speculation. And as the UK woke up to confusion and curiosity, one truth quietly settled beneath all the noise. This visit had changed something. Even if no one admitted it, even if nothing was officially confirmed. Because in the royal family, the most powerful shifts never happen in public. They happen behind closed doors, behind protocol, behind the crown.